Fella, you're not gonna believe this. I finally got to try out multiplayer and it is everything I've dreamed it would be. But I did it wrong. I was hosting through the game and just inviting my friend when we wanted to play. Well, what if I had more friends? Now, let's not get too crazy here, but what if I had more friends who wanted to play Zomboid while I'm not available? In that case, I'd have to set up a dedicated server, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you today. It's easy peasy. The minimum requirements here are know how to port forward and leave your PC in the server running forever. When I was a younger man, I could forward ports no problem. Match, you did it for me. Easy peasy. But in my old age of 20-something, I've lost all ability to navigate tech and internet, so you're going to want to find out how port forwarding works in your situation, then plug these numbers in. 8766 and 1626.1 through the UDP protocol are how you're going to communicate with the server. And this TCP protocol indicates how many players you'll have on your server. What I have shown is for a 10-player server, but all you have to do is add 1 to 1626.1 for each additional player. So a 5-player server would be 1626.2 through 1626.6. Right? I've got to hire a math person. After all that technobabble is complete, you're going to open up Zomboid and tweak your server settings. Click on Host and then Manage Settings. It's that easy. Here you can change the little details, like the server's file name, the name the server will show up as, and a description if you really want to. You can even set a password, choose whether your server is public, and whether or not the game will stop time when the server is empty. I would check this one all the time, but maybe your friends also like Animal Crossing. Deeper down the list, we get the game settings. The only one I would for sure mess with is XP multiplier. Set that to 2, maybe 3. On my first server I set it to 5, and I kinda regret that now. After you take care of the minute details, you'll want to start up the server. Make a quick character and spawn in. After you spawn in, you can just quit the desktop. Is that Life and Living TV? Well, I cannot miss an episode. I'll be behind and look like a fool at the water cooler tomorrow. So when you're done watching television, you can quit the desktop and go to your C drive, users, username, then Zomboid right down here. Inside this folder, you'll go to the folder labeled server, and this file right here has all the information from that server that you just made. If you want to make any future edits, this is where you're going to do it. Next, find your Project Zomboid dedicated server Steam folder. That is a mouthful, and we're going to make a couple edits to the start server mp.batch file. Another mouthful. Right click and hit edit. When that opens, all you're going to change is this. Where it says -no Steam, delete it. Throw it out, we don't need it. What you may or may not need is memory allocation to the server. By default, this thing hogs up 16 gigabytes of memory. I don't have 16 gigabytes of friends, so I'm dropping this down to 2. Your situation may vary, just 2 is a good number. Just save that and run it to start the server. You will momentarily enter the matrix, but when you come back to reality, you can open up Zomboid and see if you can connect to your server. I personally had some problems with the server list not showing me, well, anything, but I knew what my IP and port was, and luckily that got around the issue. I saved that server to my favorites list so I can come back to it in the future, and then I forgot what I set my password to. That is a classic Matsy move. I will always do that. At first I got a P2P connection error a couple times, but all you gotta do is restart your server and it should clear that right up, like Mucinex for your router. Once I got that whole conundrum solved, I drew up my character, and would you look at that? Now my friends and I can play Zomboid, and they can connect even when I'm working overtime, or ignoring them.
Not the school.
Oh cool, I'm at the school. That was a joke. I don't typically ignore my friends. Of course, my only true friends are the potatoes I grow, which I'll teach you how to do in this farming guide right here.